Above all, I don't think it's right if it's Ascacibar's representative.
Ascacíbar River, is he joining, is he not joining? So let's see, tell the people.
Well, Mariano, how are you? Big hugs to everyone here. Yesterday afternoon, there was a stir after a social media post by Kristian Bereit, who is the agent of Russo Ascacíbar, because he reposted a story in the hallway of the Monumental. And obviously, the information seemed to be linked to Fausto Vera, because until a few months ago, he was also his agent. I have information that Fausto Vera has changed agents. He's another one River is targeting for this transfer window. But of course, once again, after the situation we learned about through social media, we asked again about the name Santiago Ascacíbar. And he's another one targeted by Marcelo Gallardo. And that's why yesterday was the first conversation with his representatives to try to bring him in. Okay, it depends on how Estudiantes finishes the tournament. If they qualify for the Copa Libertadores as champions, since he has a contract until 2027.
Vera switched his representative 3 weeks ago. They're contacting me now, so yes, it was heading that way.
Exactly, I just said it. That's why I say.
That has nothing to do with it.
I didn't dwell on this situation. Like Portillo, they brought him to River as a center back, but Gallardo made him a defensive midfielder. What were you going to say?
He doesn't know what he's going to say.
That he's not a defensive midfielder?
That Ascacibar is not a defensive midfielder anymore.
He doesn't play as a defensive midfielder anymore?
Of course I was going to say that.
If you make him a defensive midfielder, you lose the more complete style of play he's showing now.
They always look for him as a defensive midfielder. River is looking for a defensive midfielder.
All right, no.
He's not left-footed.
Well, then he's not meant to play as a defensive midfielder.
I think he's a player who has gotten used to being an all-rounder these days. He's not a defensive midfielder.
He's a goal scorer, if you want. He's someone who gets into the box.
Yes.
He's a real engine, too.
5 goals for Estudiantes in this time?
Yes, he's one of the best players in the Argentine league. Without a doubt, it's normal for River to go after him.
Great first half of the year.
Strong first half with Estudiantes, but performance declined in the second half.
But it was much better, I think.
Something that I think is happening at River. It's that they understand it's not just about looking for a midfielder. It's Ascacíbar and Vera, it's Ascacíbar and another midfielder, whether it's Vera, Moreno, or Ibarra, which is another name.
Okay.
River is looking for 2. Any idea why, Mariano?
Yes.
Because possibly if Paulo Diaz ends up leaving, maybe they'll move Portillo down to central defense. Portillo is now the 4th defender, joining Martinez, Cuarta, Rivero, and Pesela in recovery.
Above all, I don't think it's right if Ascacibar's agent.
That's another thing.
Why did he go looking for Ascacibar?
And the mess that was made.
He went looking for him because he's one of the best players in the league. That's fine.
Very well.
Now his agent, just 3 days before the final between Estudiantes and Gimnasia.
Ascacíbar stands out not just for his play, but also his fiery temperament during matches.
No, it's wrong, because the most important match is about to start.
When Boca did it, Russo did it, I think it was with Broda.
Let's not ask the reporters which players he wants.
I'm referring to the ideal reporters and the agent, especially if he's playing a crucial match.
Boca went to get Mazzanti, and Mazzanti was about to play with Inde. Here they killed him. Here I say no. He was questioned for going to get Miguel, who was...
That's wrong.
No, I don't know. How is it wrong?
He will play in 3 days.
You're planning ahead, so why wait? You start negotiating, then it leaks.
No.
First, the virtue of the journalist.
This photo we saw?
Which we don't know.
Show me the photo. I didn't see it.
I don't know. Any soccer player's representative goes to River to negotiate, but I doubt he'll actually negotiate.
That's a photo of Kristian Bereit.
Why did he go to the stadium? So people would know if he posted it.
Of course.
No, how could they not find out? The guy he represents played really well.
So what? He posted it and we found out from the photo.
I'm a River Plate official.
And not post the story? The member walks by there and doesn't know who it is.
The Englishman.
Oh, Repulgar.
The representative is excellent.
I'm not saying who he represents.
How do you read this? The face. Which one of the two, right?
One posts the photo and the other one reposts it.
Who drives into the Monumental and doesn't see it?
Kristian reposts it.
Kristian Bereit is an English agent.
The one in red.
When Rojo and Chiquito Romero were at Manchester United, he represented very important players in Europe.
Calm down, Carrillo.
He approached the Argentine players, who then started recommending him to each other. Now he represents many Argentine stars and players from other countries. Ascacibar's situation is strange.
Why?
Because the fact that he could go from Estudiantes to River.
It's a strange thought.
Let him develop.
I find it odd they're seeking a player from another culture like Estudiantes for River. That just seems strange to me.
I'll explain since you misunderstand. Listen.
No. It wasn't a culture.
Who trained Thiago Palacio, for example?
In the end, it was just a job.
He shined for a while, then resigned.
You know what the player was like.
Do you know where he was trained?
But also he's saying, look, he mentioned Tiago Palacio. If this...
Tiago Palacio was trained at River, which influenced him.
Okay, but wait, look, if you're going to pick someone, look, if you pick River,
Right?
the forward who's coming back after an injury, who came in the other day on the right side, Tobio Burgos, beautiful player. What culture is that? If River or any team signs him, is it from a different culture? Do they play well?
Benedetti, what culture is he from?
Jose Sosa, but don't ask.
Jose Sosa, Benedetti, what is that?
For me, there's just one culture.
No, he thinks Estudiantes only has rough players, just big guys who kick the ball up. It's the other way around.
You have to know Trobiani. You have to know Sabella.
But he didn't say that.
That was Gallardo.
Gallardo's comment was about football culture and how Estudiantes' qualities would have made them dominant at River.
But a spectacular player.
I have to explain everything to you.
For me, Gallardo is very close to the culture of Estudiantes. Very close.
But he said no. Yes, he said no.
Because of the way he is, because of the things he has done as a coach.
What was his role at Estudiantes? But why no? He always acted like a guy. Estudiantes has always had a winning, happy culture.
The high guard, the high guard.
Guys, but Estudiantes is a club that's not considered one of the big ones by most people. They won 4 Libertadores, you know.
They won 4 Libertadores.
The other culture focuses on the way you approach a match, the way the fans perceive football. At Estudiantes, players dive into tackles and the crowd cheers loudly for it.
Wait, at River, they enter quietly to tackle.
And River, the champion of everything, how was that?
They're mistaken. Even people from Estudiantes admit it's a different culture. Gallardo didn't start this.
Let's see. But if it's so different, I'm surprised they're seeking a player.
Because players are individuals.
No, it stands out to me that Veron sought out Milito and coaches with that style. Well, they're players. Estudiantes are working to change your mindset.
But Veron never spoke badly about Estudiantes, in this case from River.
But Veron had issues with Estudiantes fans for choosing coaches who favored playing out from the back.
That has nothing to do with it.
I'm going to try to break my other wrist and not come anymore.
No.
I can't do it like this. Because one thing is a global mindset, and another thing is the wealth that a soccer player might have. You're looking for something specific. If tomorrow I go, I say, wow, Tobio Burgos is great. I like Cetre, I like Palacios. What does that have to do with anything? Enzo Perez, who played...
Exactly, the captain of a team that for you has a different culture.
It's not about the collective. It's not about the collective.
A unique player unrelated to the culture.
Esteban, when people from Estudiantes say they're a different culture or see soccer differently, do you think it's just about what happens on the field or also about the team's style of play?
They got very upset with Gallardo when he said that.
No, but they're the ones who say it. No, I've always heard it. I was raised in the youth divisions.
Well, I understood, and I know they got really upset with Gallardo because it sounded disrespectful to them. And at that moment, it caused a stir. And now that Estudiantes is competing and in the semifinals, I don't know if they like that they're going after their captain.
They're two different things. One thing is his way of thinking, what he believes about soccer.
But a perfect description. I'm saying this as an outsider. Describing the culture of something isn't saying what a bad culture Estudiantes de La Plata has. It says we are different. Being different isn't bad. I understand that, eh?